Jasmine tea.
There you go. You got a little bit of caffeine in there. Except if you take too long to drink jasmine tea, that shit gets bitter as hell.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Fucker. So what's up, dude? How you been?
Man, first off, let's address the new item, person, thing, emoji, caricature in on the stage, on the set. What is that? Who is that?
So I know I've never named it, but when I was stationed in Florida, my mom came to come visit me, and her thing, ever since I was younger, we used to go to thrift stores and stuff, and like Goodwills and stuff like that. But anyways, we went because that was kind of her thing. So when we're in Florida, she went over there, and she saw this thing on the shelf. So
What is it? Is it a potato?
It's a coconut.
It's a coconut.
Like the husk of it, and it was just carved out. I assume that's what it is. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. Yeah, it's a coconut. I don't know if they fused glued two of them together, but yeah, man. And then crazy enough, my wife and I and my niece, we went to a thrift store here, and there was another. I don't know if it was the same artist, but there was another one that looked like it had its own variations, but it was a different character, if you will. But yeah, but I didn't end up getting it.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, man, it is
Yeah.
different, man.
So this is our co-host.
What's happening? We
Co-host.
come up with a name, co-host.
Co-host. But yeah, man. But yeah, I don't know if you saw, but I had somebody on last week, and yeah, that was pretty cool. Like, remember we talked about Storm? We had Patrick Jarvis on, and we talked about like the local nonprofit building trail. So that was kind of a last minute one. So we set that up, had it here in the house. So that was pretty cool to get into some of the inner workings of what it takes to build trails here. But anyways, so dude, what's up, dude? Happy Veterans Day, by the way.
Happy Veterans Day to you too, sir. All 20 hard of them that you did, 20 the hard way, as they say.
Yeah, it was a long haul.
Yeah, man. You doing anything? You doing anything celebratory?
Nah, man, this isn't like really the place. Okay, let me rewind a little bit. Like San Antonio, I mean, they call it like Military City or something like that, and most of the things that people do on Veterans Day is go to go get like free meals and stuff, which I'm not.
Absolutely.
But since there's so many military here, like everywhere was like a line out the door, and I just didn't. One, it was like the crowds aspect of it, and two, it's like that's like too many people to be in line just for like a free meal. I just eat at home, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's understandable.
But I did get a free haircut.
There you go. If I had hair to be cut, I would have got that too.
Nah, it just happened. I just needed a haircut because I hadn't cut my hair in a little bit, so I went in and then they were giving free haircuts. So I was like, oh, that works out. And then when I got in there was a guy there that I was deployed with, and he was waiting for a haircut too. So yeah, so we just talked for a minute, bullshitted. I mean, I seen him like maybe because he's stationed here, and I seen him like 4 months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. But it was cool to just walk in and see him. So we're catching up.
Okay. Did you ask him if he even shreds, bro?
I've been trying to get him into it. I've offered, because I have the other bike there he could ride. He's about my height, so it should work out.
Right on.
How about you? What'd you do, man?
Oh man, I went to 7 different establishments and got free food.
Nice. So which ones?
Six. So started off at Famous Dave. Shout out Famous Dave. Pulled pork sandwich, French fries. And then went to Twin Peaks. Shout out Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah.
If you're not familiar with it, it's like a Hooters, different variation of Hooters.
Yeah. They got kilts and stuff.
Yeah, another pulled pork sandwich, but hey, it was good.
Hey, you can't knock it.
Stop 3, Wahlburger. They had the Wahlburger, and I tried. They had the regular classic Wahlburger and their shoestring onion rings, slamming.
Nice. We used to eat at Wild Burgers in Boston.
I never heard of it before.
Yeah. It's I mean it's like a novelty thing with the Wahlburgers, and actually it was crazy because when we were in Boston we went to one of the locations, and that was still when they I don't know if they still do the show or not. But we saw his mom walking out. I mean that was a big thing, but his mom was walking
That's
out of
pretty
one of the
cool.
locations, yeah. But
Yeah,
anyways, Wahlburgers.
coming to get the deposit.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, and it's a cool place. Like it kind of seems like a burger joint, but it has a huge bar in it. Like I've never been to one before, so that was pretty. It was a cool experience.
When you say bar, like you talking about like alcoholic beverages or just
Yeah, full
okay?
bar alcohol. Yeah, it
Because
looked
that's
like a sports bar burger place.
nice. Because I'm trying to remember the ones in Boston. I don't remember like a, and maybe that's something that they're adding, but I don't remember a bar at Wahlburgers. I don't see why they wouldn't though. It is Boston. Anyways, so what else,
Yeah,
man?
and then we migrate. Oh, I went with another fellow veteran that I went to high school with, so
Oh,
I just
cool.
scooped him up, and we just went around the city.
Same
Then we went to, huh?
same branch.
Yep, Air Force as well. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So then we went to another place called Rock and Brew, another pulled pork sandwich. So at this point, this is like my third pulled pork sandwich, and I just started scraping off the pulled pork because I didn't want to eat the bun. Wasn't even eating the French fries no more.
Yeah.
Uh, what was that, four? And then
It,
the fifth place, Minsky's Pizza. Like you get a free gourmet pizza.
nice. So switched it up at the last one, huh?
Yeah, and I think that was the best food out of all of them. Not to discredit all of them. Shouts out, thank you. But
Yeah.
as far as like the gourmet pizza, it was good. But I was so full, I couldn't enjoy it.
I was gonna say, like, why did you choose the pulled pork out of every one? Were you just trying to compare which one had the best one, or?
A lot of the places like Famous Dave's, that was the only option, and Rock and Brew, that was the only option. But when I went to Twin Peaks, they had like Caesar salad, a cheeseburger, and some chicken fingers. So I was like, I want to get something to where I know they at least got to season it, kind of prepare it.
Right.
Yeah. So and it was on a brioche bun.
Brioche bun. That's cool.
Yeah. So it was a good experience. And then I went to one of my favorite watering holes, and they had veterans deals for the drinks. But I was so full, I didn't feel like drinking.
Damn. So you had a quite the day.
Yeah, it started about 1 o'clock, finished about 7.
Nice. Dang, that was like a whole day.
It was. We was like, man, if we around each other, that's gonna be, our thing, our little ritual.
Yeah.
Unless we get wives down the road, then that'd be
Right.
different.
That's
Yeah, it
cool,
was
man.
cool. Yeah, shout out to everybody that took advantage, because you got to take advantage. It's out there. Take advantage.
Yeah, no kidding. Sorry, got Lotus, my dog right here. She's trying to take.
Smell the coconut.
Yeah, she's trying to pull me away from doing this. She gets kind of jealous when I'm on like on the computer or whatever, and yeah. So
She wants your undivided attention.
yeah, she does. She's like that. I'm just afraid she's gonna knock something over. Hey, hold on, I'm gonna take her out real quick. Hold up. All right. So shout out to like everyone that had Veterans Day yesterday. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for serving. If you're still in.
Definitely. I had posted something for Veterans Day. I don't know if you saw it, but it was along the lines of like the other sacrifices, like time away from like family and time, like relationship strain, time away from kids and so forth and so on. Because I don't think a lot of people that are aware of like the other sides of like sacrifices that like service that comes with service. You know what I mean? I remember when I was in Korea, at least within my shop alone, there was like at least maybe nine divorces that happened in the shop. Yeah, and then there was like it's like anything and everything that could go wrong back home went wrong. There was like grandparents dying, like close relatives, people like passing,
Yeah.
and you know how it is in Korea too. Like especially if there's like a pin series exercise or something. Like if you don't have your leave projected out, for whatever your what do they call that?
Short tour. I mean, short tours. You at least for me, I couldn't take leave in short tours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, unless it was something like crazy like that happened, and don't get me wrong, like they try to accommodate, people that were like, losing family members to get them back, but sometimes you couldn't, so we would have to stay there or what have you. I mean, I'm pretty sure there were like funerals and stuff that you missed that you couldn't go back home to, and
Yeah, a couple. Absolutely.
your family couldn't understand it. I would imagine some like they just couldn't wrap their head around it.
It was like, damn, you not coming home for uncle's funeral? No, auntie, I can't. If it ain't mom, dad, sister, brother, can't go.
Yeah, it's so I don't think a lot of people were. Anyway, so I kind of like highlighted all those different things, and it was just like generally speaking, like to the masses, just like I don't know. It's definitely not easy, and I don't think a lot of people like truly understand like what it is to do that. So it was just a different way of saying thank you to everyone, that and showing that we also understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would try to go a different angle to like showing my appreciation. It's like even though we might not be around each other for a long, dang, is that a good cup?
Yeah, man. There's a coffee on the side.
Even though we might not have been around each other for a long amount of time, we might have lifelong friendships just from that short amount of time. And like I truly value stuff like that. Like I would never think of like coming from different walks of life, being with somebody in an intense situation like at a deployment
Yeah.
where you see this person every day, you used to their mechanics and all that, and then boom, you're gone. Don't see them for years or whatever, but it's like you just come back like you guys never left, like back on the same track, same wavelength. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And I was talking to my brother-in-law, he's a Marine, about this the other day. Is like because especially like being, part of the nonprofit Dirt Therapy Project and being around other Marines or like just Army. The mindsets are different, obviously for different reasons because of the mission sets, but at the same time they're a little bit more. Not to say that we don't have the same bond, but their bond is a little bit stronger for various reasons. But I think one of the main reasons, is the way they deploy together. You know,
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
Like I was explaining to him how, like Air Force, like we deploy like in a smaller footprint. So like, well, at least for me, like most of the time when we would deploy, it was just like one person out. Sometimes we go on a rotator, and depending how fast they need to get you there, sometimes you would fly on your own commercial to get to wherever. Like one time I flew to Kuwait, and I was by myself, and nobody was there to pick me up at the fucking airport. But anyways, and yeah, because something had happened at the airport. It was like a bombing or something. I don't know. I forget what the reason was, but nobody was there at the airport, and I ended up having to go with some army guys. Luckily, I had been there before, so I attached with some army guys. They took me over to Camp Wolf, and then I stayed there the night. And then I got picked up the next day. But the difference is what I was trying to get to was, that they train together like as a unit, and then they all, in this mass deployment, deploy together. So they already kind of know each other going into the deployment, and then with us, we had to kind of just get there, and then like learn each other's like different habits, their strengths, your weaknesses, and
I was only able to train with a unit that I was going with my first deployment, and that was when I had to do escort duty. But the other two times when I did my job, it was like, boom, you get there with people from different post offices, and then y'all figure it out.
yeah. So like, what were the differences between deploying with a unit and like deploying individually? I guess for you.
I would say as far as a unit, you kind of knew who you were going with, to start. So you can kind of pair up as opposed to getting there and then pairing up to see who you're gonna hang out with, I guess. I
yeah.
guess that's the biggest difference for me because they told us what we was going to be doing as far as escort duty. So I kind of had expectations of what I was going to be doing once I got over there, and then going deployed doing my actual job, my FSC. I already knew what I was going to be doing when I went over there. I knew it was going to be a little different, but I already had an idea of the job and the task I was going to be doing. So
Right.
that was yeah. So I mean, both the same, pretty much, but just go about it in a different way, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that was crazy. Like, not in the sense of, but just understanding that, like, how And I'm not saying one was better than the other, but I kind of wish that we would have, like especially in the in the Air Force, we would have deployed in units. I don't know. It just would have been. It would have just made things more streamlined. You know, we kind of get there. You know, we already kind of know how
But
it's
that
going to
would
go.
make too much sense. That would make too much sense.
Yeah. I don't know if it. Yeah. But anyways, so that was the difference that I kind of like pointed out to him, and he was like, "Oh, that's crazy," 'cause, you know, he was like, he doesn't know any difference. You know what I mean? And he worked on tanks, so that's obviously different. You have to deploy in teams because you don't want to get there and work with another team and you're not as efficient. And but anyways, and the buddy you're with, he was what was his area or his job?
I am not sure. I do not know.
Cool. Well, it is cool. Like kind of going back to your point, how we're able to kind of just pick up where each other left off, and it's kind of like, you know what I mean. We
Yeah.
can go like years without talking to each other, and then we kind of just link up with each other, and we're just kind of just ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, I've been going full throttle. I have seen, like when people have met, like you first come in and then, okay, you pair off and you get your spouse and you have your kids. And then you run into people like me that's still going 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I have put a lot of people to sleep. So be careful. Come
Yeah.
hang out with me. Yeah. So I understand people don't really drink.
As much as they used to.
I Yeah, I won't say as much as I used to, but like party mode, I guess that would be like,
Yeah.
all right, today's Friday, some good games coming on. Let me get a 30 pack
Yeah.
and a fifth and watch the game. Like,
Yeah.
but I would do the same thing on a Wednesday or a Tuesday,
There you
and
go.
that's what those people off. Some
Yeah. And I used to like I remember doing that, and I used to be like that, where I would get like probably go through like 2 18 packs in a night. Not by myself, but with friends and stuff.
Yeah,
And then that was just kind of like the norm. Friday, well, not Friday. So yeah, Thursday come around, and it would be like Thirsty Thursdays or whatever, going wherever, like to whatever bars, and Friday, of course, like,
yeah.
End of the work
There's
week.
always it's always a great time to drink.
and then Saturday, maybe college football. Sunday, it would be NFL football all day, and then Monday night football, and yeah, so
I know.
Now
I
we
know.
got college. Now college basketball's in season, so you got Super Tuesday, and then you got NBA on Wednesday. So you can drink literally every day and have a reason for it.
yeah, but I don't know. And we kind of talked about it before, like when I kind of, you know, cut back on drinking or stopped drinking pretty much. Like I really didn't like stop watching that stuff as much as I used to. But I don't know. I still go back to it. I still watch it. Like I've seen a couple games this year, and then lately I've been watching like a lot of UFC, because that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't want no parts of those guys. Salute to the UFC fighters and the mixed martial artists out there.
I know. I need to step up my game and go start training again or something. I don't know. Start learning something, because if I get in a street fight, I'm gonna get the shit beat out of me by probably the most average looking dude.
Speaking of training, how's your training for your collarbone going, brother?
Oh, nice.
It's it's going, man. I think we've done 3 rides, maybe. I think two or three rides. The first one was just on the pavement, trying to get like feeling how it is. Just and also the trails were wet, but I mean it's going, man. It's going good. Yesterday we went for a ride. We took my wife's friend out. This is probably their first time on being actually on the dirt. We took her on the dirt, and she did really good. She's another veteran, and she really seemed to enjoy it. And uh, like we're supposed to do a Veterans Day ride this Saturday, so we're kind of like preparing her for that. Just trying to give her some quick tips on, how to go over routes and things to look out for, and then like going over the like chunky stuff, keeping your pedals level, things like that, because I just don't want to get out there and then she you know like is not prepared for it, and then
Yeah,
has to go back or
you
whatever.
setting her up for success.
Yeah, exactly. We try to take it slow, and My wife rode with her a couple of times before that, so she's been on the bike at least 5 times. So and then where we're gonna ride at on Saturday, it's very mild. You know, it's McAllister Park here in San Antonio. So I think she should have a good time. We're gonna be doing with a Veterans Day ride with the Dirt Therapy Project. So it'd be like a good group of us out there Saturday morning.
Nice, nice. So needless to say, y'all got good weather down there.
Yeah, man, it's been really nice. It's I think the lows have been like in the 50s, and then the highs have been like in the maybe high 80s. But how about over there?
I ain't wearing this. Shouts out to Velo Garage beanie for nothing. And this hard DC my sweater. It's 35 degrees outside right now.
Dang, y'all guys got snow yet? Well, I guess
Uh,
35.
they saying it's snowing at the bottom of Nebraska and it might trickle this way, but it snowed about 2 days ago. A little slush.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a cold front going through right now. At least I saw on the weather report this morning. Unless it already hit you guys.
Oh, it's yeah. I think we got down to about 29 a couple days ago.
So do you still ride in this weather, or do you?
Negative.
No.
Negative. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've been kind of busy, but no, I haven't ridden yet. I got all my stuff. I got like my beanie with the mask and the gloves and my tights, but it's
So
windy too. It's windy, like it's 35 and it's windy, real windy, right? It's disrespectful windy
Damn.
out now.
And it's probably like that cutting wind, you know, because it's cold. And,
Piercing.
yeah,
Yes.
piercing. That's the way Boston was. So when you ride, I guess some tips for when you ride, you just gotta be aware of black ice or just ice, you know, because
Absolutely.
I'd imagine you probably eat shit pretty good if you don't see it, especially around smaller tires. You ever seen some people like when they ride in the snow, they put I mean, runners do this too, but they put like small like studs in their tires.
I've never seen anyone ride in the snow, ride a
Yeah.
bicycle in the snow.
So some guys on YouTube they'll do it, like especially like in the northwest, upper northwest, or in Canada, they put like little screws in their tires. They like drill them in the tires, and then so that way they can get more grip. So there's like literally like spikes sticking out of their tires, so they can get better grip in the snow.
And I ran across one guy on one of my rides, and he was talking about he has his own chafing lube. So I
Yeah,
imagine riding that cold, you would definitely need some chafing lube.
you should probably definitely need it in cold. I mean, hot warm weather too. I haven't like ran into. I have some. It's called. I forgot what it's called.
Astroglide.
That's a different kind of chafing lube. That's a late night
That's the
one.
late. That's the after the ride lube.
Yeah, that's after the ride. That's a different kind of ride.
Absolutely.
But I forgot what it's called. But it's like a little. It looks like a little deodorant thing, and you're supposed to just like like wipe it on your inner thighs or wherever, and it's supposed to keep. But I haven't. Even the other like nothing like I've done like years of racing, but even the races I've done, I've never had to use that stuff yet. I would imagine if it rained, and maybe I have got some chafing once or twice, but it wasn't to the point where I was like, damn, I should have had this stuff on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think maybe the only time I would have chafed if I had the wrong drawers on. Like if I didn't put on my compression pants, I just had like some cotton, and then the rubbing and the friction, that would be the only time. But
So
other than that, I don't.
you're riding commando.
Yeah, I ain't never did that. that would be a short ride. That would be a short ride.
So what's up, man? Like,
You all right?
yeah, I was just got stuck on the short ride thing.
Yeah, cause we cold. Get it? Short ride. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Shrinkage.
That's why I got stuck on it. I was trying to move on. It's like a comma in the conversation.
Yeah, semicolon.
Semicolon. So how was like, so that was pretty crazy. Like you knew a lot of the same people that Chris knew, Chris Maleta. or
Oh yeah,
Melita.
Melita.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean Wyandotte County is only so big, so
Oh.
you're bound to know somebody that knows somebody that you know. You know, especially if you're doing stuff good in the community, and that varsity sports has been there, man. Like since I was little league baseball, they was making my uniforms. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
wow.
So yeah, so I've been knowing them for years.
There you go.
I feel like the avatar or whatever is just staring at me in my eyes from
Is
behind
it
me. You
is it
got your
make
back.
is it
You got
making
your
you
back
nervous?
though.
Like
Nah, I got your
we,
back.
we should probably describe it like for those that folks that are just listening. So if you imagine like two coconut husks like glued on top of each other, and then somebody like carved a face with some a face on there, and then painted it, put eyebrows, and then they used the coconut husk, the hair, like the I don't know, the fibers like come off of it,
Fur.
the fur I guess, left it as hair, and then it's got like a painted guitar or ukulele on there. You
I'm gonna
gotta
go
see it.
ukulele. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go ukulele.
you gotta see it. It's yeah, and it's even got I don't know if you can see that. It's got glasses.
Reloj? No, not reloj. Gafas. Well,
Yeah,
what? I don't. So is it
anteojos.
like a bear? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's definitely something to be seen.
definitely something to be seen.
So what you got next, man? You got any races coming up, or you still gonna try to take it slowly, get back in the groove?
Yeah, I'm trying to take it slow. The next race I got is it's actually a run, which actually I it's I don't know I forgot what it's called. It's like uh I don't know some type of it's a 10K. I'm gonna be doing it with my brother-in-law,
Okay.
and actually like some of my family they're gonna I don't think they're gonna do the 10K, but they're like different ones. It's called rock and roller 10K or marathon, rock and roll marathon or something like that. And
Mm.
I'm gonna do the 10K with my brother-in-law, and then some of my family's gonna be doing the 5K. So they're kind of doing like a group thing. But I haven't,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I haven't ran in a while. Like I started to kind of just work my way up to like not working, but I was running 5Ks like right before, and then I broke my
Mm.
collarbone or fractured it, and then obviously I didn't run. So I gotta start running again here shortly. And then my dumbass didn't put my knee pads on yesterday, and we're in the parking lot, and I was kind of like jibbing around, on the bike, and my front tire got caught in between, like the corner of a curb in the grass, like so the concrete ended, and it was like a 90. My tire got caught, and there was like a big boulder right there, and I kind of almost went over the bars, and I banged my freaking knee right into the rock because I was
Ah.
being too lazy. So I frogged it just enough where like if I bend it, it should kind of hurt. It's just uncomfortable is all.
Uh,
Yeah.
remember to wear your PPE, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, man. I need to quit slacking. Like I had a buddy of mine just go down recently too, and luckily he had his full face on, and he's older too. He had his full face on and all his pads because he went down pretty good. His one of his pedals caught a root, and it threw him over.
Woo! I didn't even know
Yeah,
that's a thing.
yeah.
You
It's
got
called a pedal.
vegetation grabbing your bike.
Yeah, it's called a pedal strike. I mean, it could either hit a rock but in this case, it hit a root. So
Mm.
yeah, PPE is definitely important, and should, if anyone should learn a lesson, it should be me. If anyone,
Man,
but I'll tell you, man, I'm not bright. I'm not that bright.
it's because you're sharp. It's because you're sharp.
So have you kept up with anything lately, like current events or anything like that? Anything on your radar?
Man, I've just been a hermit. Not
Yeah.
for real. I guess the biggest thing that I was kind of paying attention to was the NFL, see where Odell Beckham was going to go. He got picked up by the Rams. That's about it.
And where is he coming from? It wasn't the Giants.
Cleveland. He was at Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah, stinking it up. So they released him. But I don't know. It's NFL stuff. That's about
Yeah.
it. NBA sports. I'm excited. You got everything now. College basketball, NBA, NFL, college football. So
Have you
I,
I mean, it's kind of like off the side, but have you seen that like they were supposed to, not they, but after like 60 years, they release certain documents like within like government, like of things that happen or whatever. Like after so much time, the Freedom of Information Act, they'll release documents. Well, they were supposed to release the the John F. Kennedy like documents of everything that happened
Mm,
then, and then they put a hold on it. They're not releasing them. I was like, damn it,
really?
yeah. They had 60 years to do it, so it makes you kind of wonder like, what is in those documents why they won't release it right now.
The truth. The
That's what
truth
I'm
is in
saying, and I wonder if it's because there's people like that are still serving right now, like not serving, but they're still alive that were alive during that time that they're
yeah,
trying
it's
to
still a part of it.
like slow roll it so that way they can hope like I don't know die or prepare their defense or whatever.
Or won't get killed by a relative or somebody that found it out. That could be a movie.
Yeah, because
The great descendant of John F. Kennedy avenges his death.
yeah, it's so crazy. Like when you actually like get into some of the history of that, like in the whole magic bullet theory, and like if you look at the bullet that they actually showed that was on the gurney, I mean, based off, I mean, I don't know that much about munitions, but the that round, it didn't look like it hit anything. It's almost like it was just taken out of the bullet, like out
It
of the
was just
shell
like,
and put
bing.
it on there. Yeah, which is strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crazy man,
Yeah,
crazy times. And
crazy.
then I don't know, man. It's just I know we talked about it before, but everything with the disclosure with aliens and stuff like that is kind of been like a non. Even though it's kind of been in the news, it's there's so much shit going on right now that like it's not even like really even talked about.
No, it's just kind of pushed to the side. Put a pin in that.
Yeah, man. So, what are some of the craziest like stories that are not incriminating that you could share that you can remember while like serving and stuff like that, or even like afterwards, like veterans hanging out with them and stuff like that?
Uh, it's so hard just to pick one, man. Like it's so
Yeah,
hard. It's so hard to pick one. Like
like in Spain, like when you're in Spain, like what is like the culture like over there, like in their like the way they engage with Americans and stuff like that? Is it just real chill or?
I guess this isn't incriminating, but at the very first foot of soil that I had when I got in Spain, I got picked up by the superintendent, which is normal. He was a Latin fellow from Puerto
Mhm.
Rico. Shouts out Puerto Rico. And he was like, "You speak Spanish?" And I was like, no, not really. I was dressed pretty fly on the plane. I was coming from Korea, so I had custom made everything. So I was pretty fly. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna have a problem with women here." I was like, "Excuse me? Of all the things for you to bring up, that's what you're gonna start with? I'm gonna have problems with women?" So to fast forward, we got siestas and everything. He's gone by this time. New superintendent. I used to leave, bro, at like 11 o'clock. Go pick up whoever I wanted. Go to the house, cook, have a great time, and then go back to work at like 3 for like a whole summer because I was the detachment chief. So I was
Okay.
like, man, I wish you could see me now. Thanks for that. Thanks for that motivation.
So
So that was
what did he mean by that? Like
like
not
hooking up with
coming.
girls, like what I'm saying, like being popular, like
Uh,
interacting with the locals and all that.
got you. So
Yeah, but
you were like public relations.
what? I was the tip of the spear, as they say, and the tip was on my penis. But
Well,
yeah, like
keeping up relations and morale in Spain, I guess.
yeah, man, it was some good times. Like literally a whole summer. I'd get to work about 7, work till about 10, then I'd leave. Somebody come over my house. We have a good time, dinner. I mean lunch, siesta. Go back to work about 3:34. Work till about 6:30. I did that for like 4 months straight. It was amazing.
Nice. That's cool as long as the mission got done and everything was.
Mission got done. Mission got done.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Um, as far as me, like I think one of the craziest things is like my first unit. I was E&I, which is engineering and installation, and it's like part of the comm aspect of it. It's like the where we do like entire bases. Like we have teams, like a huge unit, and we'll send out teams to like we had each. So there was one in San Antonio, there was one in Keesler, which is in Mississippi, and there was one in California, and we kind of divided the world up by like our AORs, and we would go and we would maintain and overhaul like comm systems within like entire bases, or not just entire bases, but entire like sections of a base. Um, and my first, I was there almost 3 years, and it was my first unit, and I got there in process, still green, and doing my reporting statement and shit, and they were kind of like just like not laughing at me, but letting me do my thing, but at the same time, kind of just looking at me like, oh man, this guy's so green. But I don't know any better, I'm kind of out of tech school. But one of the first, roll calls in the morning, they were just like, they did a roll call, and they're like, all right, we'll see you guys later. And this was like at 8:30 in the morning, and I stayed there because I was like, I don't know, they're fucking with me, or like, yeah, what am I supposed to do? So I walked up to, it was my section chief, and I was like, sir, so and so reports, or Sergeant Airman Garcia reports as ordered. And one, he fucking laughed at me, and two, he was just like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm just looking for something, I don't. He's like, we released you guys, and I was like, I thought they were fucking with me, and he was like, yeah, I was like, and they're like, get the fuck out of here before we get something for you, find something for you to do. So I left, and that was kind of like my first intro, but I understood it because they kept the balance, because most of the guys were on the road so much, like we were, TDY, like for months at a time, like 4 to 8 to 9 months, doing these massive projects, that they were trying to, while people were in garrison, that they wanted to have them spend time with their families, keep that balance, that work-life balance, which was cool. But at the same time, like, that brought its own problems, people having too much time on their hands, and people going back to the dorms getting fucked up, so they had to, like, slowly but surely, you saw like this older understanding of like work versus life, balance. And then like as the newer generations came in, we didn't really know how to handle that time alone. So people would get fucked up in the dorms. So then a rule came like, hey, no drinking until after 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? And then people started to fuck it up and getting jobs within that time, and getting injured on that job. And then so they're like, all right, now you have to come stay till, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then slowly but surely that started kind of going away. But most of the time, like, I was out working anyways, so that didn't really affect for too long. But anyways, it was just interesting, like that first thing. But man, there was some crazy shit that would happen in the dorms. Like one incident, but I was ghosting in the dorm, so I wasn't in there, that they threw a fucking pool table off the third floor from the dorms. Yeah, somebody got drunk, and well, not somebody, a bunch of people got drunk, and they ended up throwing the pool table off the third floor into the ground, or obviously off the balcony.
Makes sense.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, but that's
Pinky got a pee.
Yeah, there you go, man. Go for it. Hey, what's up, man? So we are back. Pause for the cause, man. Yeah, man. So looking at probably trying to go to the coast this weekend. That's what me and my wife are just talking about right now.
What's the name of the coast?
I don't know. It's a fucking Gulf of Mexico. I mean, I don't see it in a bad way, but
Gulf Coast.
Yeah, the South Coast. The South Coast. I just haven't been over there in a while, but I'm gonna probably take my fishing rods and try to definitely do some fishing. I haven't done that in a minute.
What kind of fish they got up? What, brackish water down there?
It's Oh yeah, I mean, it's salt water. There is brackish like inlets, but they have redfish, or red drum. There's speckled trout. There's pretty much anything you can catch in the ocean, and it's colder water. So right now they're probably deeper. So I'm probably not gonna do the fishing report. It's probably. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't know. That's something I've been wanting to pick up anyways. Is like to go fishing and stuff like that. I know you're a pretty avid fisherman out there.
I'll try to be. Take your boat.
Take my boat. Oh, my bow. I
Your
don't know if I
boat.
could. I've been getting like bands.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
I'm
yeah,
working
yeah,
on
yeah.
it. I'm working on like pulling the string and stuff, but I started kind of getting
Yeah,
the
I forgot
bands to
about
test
that.
it. Yeah, but I might take my bike just to kind of ride around there and get some video of that. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. Maybe session off some stuff.
If maybe if I got some cojones, I might layer up and ride around today.
Yeah,
It's
and that's
dry, but
that's the thing about the coast too. It's fucking windy, just like you were talking about.
it's whew. Sit here looking at all the leaves blow around.
Yeah. So let's like kind of go off like to like crazy town. I just kind of want to make things interesting. Like, what are some conspiracy theories that you've kind of come across that have kind of always like stay lingering in your mind?
Uh, Honestly, man, I don't even really think about them too much.
Yeah.
George Bush don't like black people. I don't know.
You're taking it back to Katrina.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be any of those. Like rain is created from those planes that drop
Oh,
the
like
chemtrails.
chemtrails. So
Yeah,
in
I
Dubai,
stand firm. I do stand firm on that one.
so in Du, and there is some truth to that. Whether or not they do it.
Or snow.
Well, yeah, because I know one of the guy. I've talked to a few people about this, but one of the in Dubai, that's how they make it rain there.
Really?
Yeah, like because it's a fucking desert, so you don't get any rain there. But they do
Yeah.
use I don't know what the exact science is, but I think it's like some like metals that they use they throw in the atmosphere, and it does create rain. But they've been doing that for the past, I'd say at least the past 10 years, to make it rain there and to get obviously um, you know, some type of growth there because it's a fucking
They
desert. You
do it
know what
with
I
the
mean?
snow. They do it with the snow too.
Oh, I'm sure they could do it with the snow as well. But what is it called? Like harp? I mean, I don't know if there's any truth. I
Not a
mean,
clue.
people can kind of go down their own rabbit holes, just consider the source. But I don't know for certain, but I have read like things, and I've gone down some rabbit holes of like on YouTube of like how they make it rain, thunder, and all these different things. I know
So
people in
what
California are pretty adamant about that.
what one conspiracy theory sticks out for you?
Um, what's the? I mean, there's a bunch of different ones that kind of always kind of pique my interest. But one I saw recently um was damn. Yeah, I put you on the spot. Now you put me on the spot. Now I'm trying to like think of
Flip
some.
it and reverse it. Rip it, dip it, dip it.
I think one of the things that had piqued my interest, and it's kind of going on in the news right now, is I'm pretty sure you've heard of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the things was like one of the conspiracy theory, not conspiracy theories, but there's been economists that have been, like talking about how like the dollar's been obviously being, you know, been overused because they keep printing money, and then like the stimulus packages and all the stuff that's gone out has kind of made our dollar. That's not kind of. It has made our dollar like less valuable, and it's been
Mm.
getting less valuable over time. But one of the long term views on it is that uh, whether you want to call them the elite or what have you, they're trying to like pretty much use it for all they can, and then transition into a different currency, like more of a like a one world currency.
Mm.
So they're trying
Is
like
that?
to like tank the economy by just using the
Huh.
money.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of cryptocurrency?
I don't have shit of cryptocurrency.
Mm.
No, man. Most of my money goes to child support. You know what I mean?
Shouts out to people paying child support.
Yeah, man. Child support
Uh,
and like medical bills and all kinds of stuff. But that's But I've been looking at them for a while, um, just because I don't know. We gotta have to. If we have all these people, like a bunch of people trying to get over to it, like to cryptocurrency, and there's something about it. Like there's you see like a trend, and then with everything going on with because of the things I just talked about, there's inflation, and then with the money, so everything is costing more money, and then you also factor in you know the halting in the economy, so to speak, and then
Yeah.
all of a
The up,
sudden,
down, up, down. It's
yeah,
open, it's closed. It's open, it's closed.
yeah, well, because of COVID, everything like kind of got halted. Like, people weren't working as much, they weren't creating as many things, people weren't going to work. And then all of a sudden, the economy, like, everyone goes back to work, and then there's like a strain on it. And then you factor also in the amount of containers that were leaving China. There's no contain like shipping containers. At one time, it was,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, something like $1,000 for a shipping container, but now it's like 30 times that amount. So the shipping
Sheesh.
containers, because there's none over there, and then we have to pay. The United States has to pay to take those shipping containers back to China because we buy so much shit from them. So we're trying to get all the ship, and I think the shipping containers take like almost like a year to get back over there, and so there's
On the
not enough
boat?
over there. Yeah, on the boat. So right now there's a huge shortage of shipping containers, and then on top of that, you have all these cargo ships that are outside of California that can't be docked because there's so many of them with all these supplies coming from China or wherever else that we're trading with, and they're just like there's this like huge traffic jam and like along the west coast of ships and shipping containers with a bunch of items on there that we can't get. So you factor all that in, and then the cost of gas going up because of this. So it's just like a domino effect of things. So there's inflation, which normally happens when people spend too much money. Now there's something called, because of all these different things that have factored into, there's hyperinflation. Granted, I'm not an economist, so I'm probably fucking up some of this terminology, but that's
Hey,
pretty
or
much
you
what it.
could be spot on. You could be spot on. You do
Yeah,
your
I mean,
research.
yeah, I mean, I do, but at the same time, I don't have the degree in it, so I have to throw that in there. But if you just kind of just see the different, articles that are reporting on it, and this is by I don't like I'll watch CNN and I'll watch Fox News, but just to see what they're talking about, see what the narrative. I've talked about this before, MSNBC and stuff, but you kind of see this common, narrative that's kind of getting pushed out, and they focus on different things, but I like to get some of my news from independent journalists that have their own channels and stuff. They kind of broke away from the mainstream media and try to focus on more uh, targeted, not targeted, more things that are like in the background that that is not being covered, and to get into the weeds like some of these things, because you can kind of it paints a picture for you what are things to come, and to try to prepare for those things. So some of the things they're talking about, and so I listen like to Breaking Points, which is pretty good. They do a pretty good job of t- uh, doing both views, both Republican and Democratic, but they they
Mm-hmm.
they agree, then they disagree with each other, and then they kind of meet in the middle. They show the articles, and then um, the Hill is another one that I watch, and then I a while back I was watching like Young Turks, but then they got too like opinionated and like too extreme on two different sides. But that was just part of it. You keep going down these different news sources, and as soon as you kind of start seeing like an agenda, you kind of just get out, and just
Yeah.
if they get
I
like,
get tur-
you know what I
I get
mean?
turned off. Yeah. Or I
Yeah.
get kind of turned off and then kind of start tuning out a little bit sometimes.
And I just listen to like enough where I just get like the gist of where it's at, and because there's like so much news and like so much like misinformation out there, you kind of have to just read between the lines. Remember they used to teach that read between the lines.
Read between the lines. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, so that's those are the kind of stuff I kind of watch, and they're talking about um obviously so there's inflation, and then there's hyperinflation, and that's what they're expecting, especially with the holidays coming up, gas going up because of all these things that we just talked about, more
Mm-hmm.
blackouts. coming across. Like in China, there's more blackouts because of the cost of coal, and there's going to be like a carbon tax coming up. There's a lot of negative shit I know we're talking about right now, but those are just kind of
Man,
bigger things that are kind of coming up. Let's circle back to mountain biking. So all those things, that's why you're not getting your parts when you're supposed to. That's why parts are costing
that's
more
why I
money.
haven't got my extra large frame yet
That's
sent
why
to me.
Chug hasn't got his extra large frame. So
Yeah,
yeah, those all those things are relative to like the cost of like parts going up, the cost of you know the lead time on some of these parts getting to you is because of all these things that are kind of happening. Um, and yeah, I mean, yeah, mountain biking's our like outlet and how we get things done. You know what I mean? Not things done, but how we kind of keep that balance. And yeah, so if you're wondering where your parts are at, where your extra large frame is, you might want to
just
go
stacked up.
to California and with some
Just
binoculars
stacked
and
up on the water freeway.
yeah, the water freeway, exactly. And that's something you don't really think about like often because most of the time it just happens. You order something on Amazon and it's at your door, but you don't like think of all the steps that it takes to get there.
To get there. Yep.
Yeah. So that's good. I mean, this could do two things, right? It could one uh teach us to as the United States and to not depend so much on another country for all our equipment and supplies, and we start building in house again more. And I think that's
Yeah.
where a lot of companies are kind of started doing ever since COVID. A lot of startups, um, and make us more independent, where we have make better products, and then we can, because that's I don't know, like that's
Yeah.
where
Shout out to startups. You know what I'm saying? Sparks to you as powered by Hardin's Mas. I don't know if you can see that.
there you go. So speaking of
Yeah.
Hardines and Moss, are you is there like a low right now because it's winter?
It is a valley of work right now, but hey, those leaves are falling, and
They
everybody don't
are.
want to pick them up. Everybody don't want to pick them up. So
Have you
people
considered
might want
doing?
a fire pit.
It's true. Have you considered doing like snow removal?
I thought about it, but I always think about where to store that equipment. I don't have a garage, so
Yeah,
that's why I don't have like lawnmowers. That's why I don't cut grass at this point in time. But
yeah. I mean, you
but
could
if you
always.
do have a snowblower in your yard and don't want to use it, I'll use it for you.
There you go. Yeah, that could be one thing. Like if they have
Yeah,
a like a snow blower, then you could just use it.
yeah. If they have the equipment, like I've been to some places where they might have a different type of cutter, and I'll use that along with the stuff that I have when I'm trimming their trees.
Right.
Yeah, so
So back. Oh, that's cool, man. I mean, it's good you have a low so you can work on other things. How's the burning words going?
oh man, we're at I would say at a stalemate. I mean, been to a couple. I've been to one so far of a large gathering of people around the fire pit, and it would have been opportune to do that. It was perfect. It was like the Bluetooth big speaker died, so everybody's it's kind of a little lull. Everybody's kind of talking to themselves.
Yeah,
Boom, right there. Should have just got it popping.
yeah. You could just record it with your phone.
Yeah, I mean, I had my GoPro in my pocket just in case, but
Okay,
I didn't do it. I
there you
didn't pull the
go.
trigger. Yeah, but other than that, man, I mean, I'm still plugging away in culinary school. So made the president's list,
I
the
saw that, man.
equivalent
Congratulations.
the equivalent of like the dean's list. I had to look it up, see what it was. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So you're
yeah, man, just staying busy, man.
so like so far, like, what is it like one of your favorite things like to cook so far that you think would be your
Ah,
strength?
uh, I would say making the French bread.
Nice.
I kind of knocked that out the park.
Did you do you use like a bread maker or do you do it in the oven?
I did it in the oven.
Do you cook with gas or electric?
Gas.
Nice.
Yep. Gas on the inside, nothing but charcoal outside for me.
Yeah. No, when you say charcoal, like do you use uh like what type of charcoal is it? Is it the hardwood or is it like the briquettes, like the
Whatever's on sale. I'm not too
whatever's on
picky
sale?
at this point in time of my life, but whatever's on sale could be best value. Hey, who knows?
Yeah, because the grill I use, it's recommended that I use hardwood So that's usually what I
Hmm.
use. Like I have a green egg, the ceramic Kubota
Yeah,
grill kind of thing.
yeah.
That was a present that I got I don't know, like 5 Christmases ago.
That's a nice
Uh,
gift.
yeah, it was. It's a heavy fucking gift too.
Yeah,
I had a
it's a
when I
it's a tasty gift.
it is a tasty gift. I had to like when I PCS'd, I put that bad boy in the back of the U-Haul because I didn't trust the movers to move it. You know what I mean? I know
Smart.
I could have if they would have broke it, I would have
You
I
could
could
have
have
got
got it.
reimbursed, but that's not the point.
Yeah, what the reimbursement process is such a bitch, or at least it used to be. And I know that at one time they would just give you like I don't know 75% whatever it was worth or what have you. So I didn't want to run into all that paperwork and stuff. So I just like shipped it myself
Okay.
or transported it myself, I should say, not shipped it.
Smart man, resourceful, smart
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it was yeah, but anyways, but yeah, that's what I grill on and stuff. And then yeah, man, I'm kind of looking forward to the winter, and I'm also trying to probably next week I'm gonna start preparing to start like racing again, do more riding because I want to try to do the whole Southern Enduro Series next year.
Mm.
I mean,
How many
granted,
races is that?
I think it's like six
Okay.
races, but I mean, obviously, it's gonna boil down to money. You know what I mean? Because of the race fees. Um, Also, I mean, I talk about I got like uh, picked picked up as a brand ambassador for a pretty nice brake company. That's I don't want to announce it yet because I don't have the parts yet. I wanted to wait to get, but I was surprised that not surprised. Like this is my first time ever applying for a sponsorship, and
Hmm.
I was surprised that they got back with me. You know, I told them what I'm trying to do with the platform, what I try to do with riding, and try to get veterans out riding and kind of expose the elements in a different way, yada yada. But the way I guess I pitched it to them, they accepted it, and I told them about the podcast. I would talk like about their products on here. But yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I was pretty excited to get that, and once I have the again with the supply chain.
Excuse me.
Nice. Again, with the supply chain, they're on back order and stuff, so I gotta wait until they get more supplies in before I announce
Well,
anything.
congratulations,
Thanks,
congratulations. That earns congratulations.
thanks, man. Thanks, man. And then next year I would like to try to go down like the East Coast too and visit like some of the people we had on, go riding with them as well. But
Yes, that'll be a good adventure right there.
yeah, man. So maybe late next year or so, like I don't know, late summer, just see how things go. But what about you? What future plans you got going on?
Oh man, just still head down in this culinary
So
field
so
work.
do you have any like it's like do you have any plans to do like I don't know, like a taco truck or something like afterwards or like are you
I was
planning to
just
work in a
speaking of
restaurant?
I was just speaking to my cousin about that. So the foreshadowing plan is to get more tools. So I need to be working underneath a chef. So I'm gonna work at a place that I got picked out as a sous chef. And then I also still need to get that's like be my like internship.
Right?
So I can also get the internship for the hours for the course, as well as gain knowledge, see how the business is ran, and the place that I'm choosing, I'm gonna be able to speak, perform, do my poetry, open mic type thing there.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna get more tools for that, and then the goal, man, is to have my own establishment of food and entertainment of sorts. So
Nice. So, as a veteran listening or anybody listening that wanted to pursue this route, like what are the like one like I guess yeah, so like what led you down this route? You've always kind of been into cooking and to like what would be the path like to take to get to like what are the lessons learned that you learned from it?
so growing up in high school, I saw I was maybe 16, 17. Here in Kansas City, we had a fish restaurant called Farmer's Delight. Shout out Farmer's Delight back in the day.
There you
So
go.
we pretty much served all fried foods, fried fish, fried chicken, French fries, onion rings, uh, mushrooms, all that different type of stuff. So I learned the aspect of having a great above average product and marketing to an extent, but I didn't like know the foundations of how to run a business. So
Right.
within this course that I'm taking now, it's getting me the foundations of how to cook stuff to measurements, just getting the recipe and matching this recipe and knowing the terminology, vernacular, all that stuff that I'm not aware of before.
Right.
So now I'm getting these tools to fast forward hope to open up my own establishment to where I could perform, my sister could perform possibly,
Yeah.
and whoever wants to perform, and then I could also be away from the main big crowds that I would want in there. I could go in the kitchen and be away from everybody,
There you
producing,
go.
saying a part of my passion. Be doing two passions at one time. That would be pretty cool.
At the same time, you could also integrate like bikes into that too, or like
All
get
that.
like a, I don't know, like a place around back where people can park their bikes and have lunch passing through, and
Yeah.
also get some entertainment at the same time, maybe some beers or what have you.
Yeah.
So
They do the pint path here. They ride around and it's like a bicycle pub crawl.
there you go. So it sounds like you've been kind of like the restaurant business since you were a kid. Then
Yeah. Yeah. I was able to, see the behind the scenes of kind of doing that. And, I liked it, but it was just like a couple little things that was missing that didn't make it take off.
and
That
it's
I
good.
think.
Yeah, and it's good that you're well, one, you have that experience, and two, that you are learning, because that's one thing that people keeps people coming back to restaurants, right? Is like, hey man, you need to try this, and you got to have that consistency within the recipe to constantly always have it tasting this same way.
Yep.
And I would imagine like that would be, if you're kind of just shooting from the hip all the time, then that recipe is going to be slightly changing. So it's good you know
Yep.
the amount of ingredients to put in there or whatever. Because that's something I don't do. Like I had talked about doing that before. Like I want to like eventually get to the point where I could open up like either a taco truck or a restaurant or something. And I do that like when I have people over, or when I've traveled like to other places more recently, like when I went to Colorado. I anybody I would stay with, I would cook for them. Because that was like my way to say thank you for allowing me to stay there, especially like not
Yeah.
saving that cost of like Airbnb and stuff. And that's something I enjoy doing. But when I have people over, like a couple people I've had over for the podcast, not everyone, depending on the time, of course, but cook for them, and it's a good way to like kind of give something to them that's genuine, but at the same time, like it's I enjoy doing it. So I don't know, it's just like welcoming into your home. So that's one of
Absolutely.
I've been working on my recipes and stuff for a while, like unintentionally, not with this idea, but um, it's just kind of working out that way to kind of start up my own like place, because I do enjoy cooking. I do enjoy being creative in that way. Um, so yeah, man, it'd be cool for you to kind of get into that field, and start learning some of those things, because I might have some of those questions.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be here for it. I, pull up my old notebooks from my notes and stuff. So
Yeah, man. So, do you have any other veterans that are in the class? Do you know, like,
I believe so, but I used to, make it a point to be right there when the live session is, to where I could chime in and ask questions, but it doesn't work out for my schedule that I choose. So I just do the archive. So like I don't, there could be, I just watch the video and don't ask questions and just go through the lesson and
and the
learn that
class,
way.
like the school you're going to, is it like Cordon Bleu or something, or like Cordon Bleu, or what is that actual
The name
nation?
of it,
Yeah, is
I
that
don't know where that. No, I don't. That's a
that's a
dish.
dish. I know it's a dish, but I thought it
It's
was
like chicken with a pocket of ham inside of it with cheese. It's
yeah, but
different.
I
It's
think
like a
that
cheese pocket.
I think that
Cheese
oh shit,
chicken
I'm
pocket. A
talking loud
chicken
in.
pocket.
Yeah, but I think that's an actual school though.
I don't know. Mine is called Augustine Escoffier.
Is that a that's French, ain't it? Escape,
Escoffier.
escape. I
I wish you could hear this dog snoring. It's crazy.
I'm gonna try the screen share because I've been wanting to. Remember, I've been talking about I want to have where I can start. Uh, you know, can you see my screen?
Yep.
I don't know if it's recording it, but I thought Le Cordon Bleu. Yeah, it is a school, right?
Le Cordon
No,
Bleu.
it's not. Yeah, it's a school. Can you see that?
Huh. I could see it.
Yeah. You see, I just want to make sure. You see, some of the stuff I say is true. I'm
Hey,
not. I'm
I
not
just
completely
I didn't
clueless.
I didn't negate it. I just was unfamiliar with it.
No, I'm just saying, like, I guess I'm just kind of talking to myself because I know what I'm talking about, but when I try to reference certain things, it's not as you know what I mean? It's not as I'm like, I can't remember the exact link or I can't remember the exact article, but yeah. I was thinking about also trying something, dude, like reacting to some stuff. Because that's something I was thinking about doing is, do you ever watch movies and you just kind of like comment the whole time?
No, not in particularly. Or yeah, or I might talk out how the scene's gonna go.
I can't spell for shit. Do you see how I spell mountain biking?
Mountain biking.
I haven't done this in a while.
That's what she said.
But what we're about to look at right now is Friday Fails, Pink Bikes. Pink Bike Friday Fails.
Pink Bike Friday fails.
Yeah, it's people.
Oh, it's a little rash.
Yeah, I won't have the sound on. This is like, oh, nice one. Ooh, that wasn't too bad. He landed in that like soft pit right there. Was it enduro race? Oh,
Oh, that one was bad. That's a
good
broken bone or
God.
something.
That tree didn't even move at all.
Mm.
He might have lucked out on that one. Oh, nice. Oh, you almost had that, man. That's like definitely oh, dead sailor, dude. Definitely.
Oh
Mm,
yeah.
that might
Oh
be a
yeah.
broken collarbone, at least a concussion, because he went straight into the ground with his head.
This is broken something. Broken spirit at a
Yeah,
minimum.
broken ego. Oh, no, he hit it just. Oh, do you see that? He just went flying off the bike.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, this could be ugly. Oh, you see him?
Oh. Oh.
He kind of left.
Oh. He's still rolling. He was still rolling.
There he is. Jump. Oh, that would happen to
Mm-mm.
me right there.
Ooh.
Especially if you're doing it blind and you don't know it turns afterwards and you hit it with
Oh
too much
man.
speed.
A lot of rocks.
Hmm.
Like seeing this actually makes parts of my body hurt. Seeing them fall.
Yeah, for some of those guys like that can't watch this, we're looking at Friday Fells and just yeah, yeah, this is making my shoulder hurt a little bit actually. Damn. Yeah, that dude's hauling ass. Ooh, case of
Mm.
shit out of that.
Man, like, is it best to put your hands down and just try to tuck and roll?
It
Like, oh,
depends. It depends. Like, I mean, you got to react like right away. So it depends. But yeah, if you can, you definitely want to like bail, like just drop the bike and then just bail. Because usually, if you try to hold on to the bike, that's usually where the worst crashes happen. Like, ooh, damn, he just went
mm,
over the. He actually got a little lucky on that one. It looks a lot worse than what it was, but he broke away pretty clean from it. See something
mm-mm.
like that, like I mean, he couldn't really help that. Yeah, but I don't know. That's one of the things I've gotten better at, even though I just like his bellying on the bike and drop. Yeah, he was going too slow. Oh, he tried to manual that and just ended up on his ass. It looked like he compressed his spine. Ooh, damn, dude. All right.
Nah, no. But see, like, He's like, oh, I'm cool. You guys get that? You guys get that?
You
You
got
guys
that on
get that?
camera?
I tried to send it.
All right. Shit, man.
Yeah, but man, that adrenaline from that though, I don't. It's unmatched. It's unmatched.
Do you think you would ever do something like that?
No.
Like even if you got the extra large frame?
Uh,
Probably not.
no, no.
Probably not. Just casual riding through the woods.
Yeah, I'll be right there with the uh, right there with the camera going.
Yeah, I got you. So what's up, man? What are your plans for this weekend?
Uh, Nothing other than this Chiefs win we got to get. Man, we need to beat these Raiders.
How many
Uh,
you guys in the playoffs right now?
nah, it's not even. It's like second part of the season, but it's really going now. Like second, third part of the season.
Look at that, I gotta getting topped off.
Yeah,
Thank
everybody
you.
loves a little top off. Yeah, but nah, man. It's gonna be dry, so I'm like I said, I might try to muster up some balls maybe tomorrow and layer up and go for a ride.
Yeah. Put a
Other than that, man, lay low. Keep figuring out how to bake.
put your where was in a Crown Royal bag to keep them warm.
Yeah, something. What you got up? You say you going for that veteran ride Saturday, yeah?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we're supposed to, but not if we're gonna go to the coast. I don't know if we're gonna build.
Yeah, I just You did mention two things that you got going.
We'll figure it out. We'll probably try to make both of them. Just
Uh,
because, yeah. I was trying to get into like some crazy like dialogue about just some crazy shit and it didn't really seem to pan out.
like what type of crazy shit?
I don't know. You know what I've been reading?
Like squirrels fucking monkeys?
That would be crazy. I'm pretty sure there's somewhere in a lab somewhere somebody trying to do that to see
The
like
monkey
what.
would probably have to lay on his back though. Probably couldn't
Yeah,
hit it from the back.
that'd be fucking bananas.
That
That was pretty good. I think that was
was a
pretty
good
good.
one. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Man, how be like if that was the situation, how fucked up would that be for the monkey?
That was getting fucked by the squirrel.
Yeah, like because if monkeys are like closest to humans and they're self-aware of what's going on, then they would have the the humiliation possibly of having a squirrel do that to them, and then their
Yeah.
ego would be bruised from that.
Hmm.
That'd be
But
crazy.
what if it was a beaver and it was a female beaver and a female monkey? So the beaver would be just be they would be rubbing beavers against what?
What?
If it was a female beaver and a female monkey, and
Ah, I got you. I guess it would
I
just
don't
have
know where
to.
I don't know where I was going with that. Like rubbing
I
beavers.
don't
I
know.
don't
We'll just have to leave it to Beaver.
yeah. Rub it to beaver. I don't know.
Damn, dude, I'm not even drinking right now. We're talking about this. Um,
Yeah.
but I know I'm gonna change this background here pretty soon. And I'm trying to get more people on like on the podcast and stuff. But
But what I did want to say though, man, you should start it, bro. Like how you ended the last episode with one of your clips, one of your videos. That
oh,
shit was
heck, you
dope.
see that?
Yeah, that's the way you should. In my opinion, you should start it like that, like a clip of you riding, and
Yeah,
then going to the episode. Man, that was dope.
that's cool, man. I didn't know if anybody was making it towards the end of it. I just threw that in just for shits and giggles and try to like highlight, Will's music and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
that was
not
super dope, man. Yeah, yeah, that shit
cool.
was yeah.
Yeah, I had thought about that too, but I was like, I didn't know if people were like, because I could, yeah, I guess I could put the video and then the music and then I'm talking over it. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
like intros and just kind of make it a little shorter, and then that way people don't have to wait till the end to watch it or to listen to it. But I think
Yeah, but
go
I
ahead.
thought that was hella. I thought that was pretty cool when you did it,
Oh,
like
thanks, man.
the video. Yeah, but I was like, man, you should put that at the beginning and then go into the podcast.
Yeah. You thinking about like the whole song? Put it on there, or just like
That clip, or you know what I'm saying, like a clip of you riding with Will's music or whoever's music, but like at the beginning, because I know
yeah.
you got a lot of footage. So you know what I'm saying, you can do like a minute or two of you riding,
I
and
got a
then
shit ton I gotta get to, and um, I know I'm gonna start kind of getting more in depth on creating like like more like doing the videos for the Dirt Therapy project. Like I have a bunch from the New Mexico trip that, especially from
mm-hmm.
other people's point of view footage from their GoPro. So I'm gonna integrate that and probably do like a 3-part series and for them and stuff. But
Because I know, don't you feel yourself like doing techniques and different, you know what I'm saying, positions and jumps and stuff like that?
what do you mean? Like
Like, I don't know, like balancing and stuff like that. Don't you record yourself doing stuff like that
I
sometimes?
should like I do sometimes, but I should like I like for a long time I didn't do any like how-to videos because I know that's what Melita was talking about. Like, hey, you should do your local trails and like how-to videos. But I never did it because I didn't feel like I had enough um experience. Like in my mind, I was like, I
Hmm.
have to be really know what the fuck I'm talking about to actually put out how-to videos. That's what I thought about in my mind.
Well, not so much a how-to video. I mean, it's just stuff that you're learning, and then if this is me spitballing. You could do that in the video, and then amongst the episode, I could bounce questions. I was like, "Hey, so he was talking about something he was doing out there, like, and you could explain it during the episode, possibly."
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that would be cool too, because it'd be more informative for people listening too. I just
Yeah,
don't know, like they would have to watch the podcast to actually see what we're talking about, though. But
yeah. But
we'll figure it out.
if you put it at the beginning, they would see the video, and then we could talk about it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's true. I know I need to go back and you remember those clips I was doing, like where I would take out segments of the podcast and then I would kind of make them like I don't know 7-8 minutes of the conversation, like that section, and then post that. I'm gonna start go back and start doing that for some of them because I notice I get a lot more. And it makes sense because people don't have time to watch the whole video. But if they can take out specific parts of the conversation, I can just highlight that conversation and it'd make it
Yeah,
more bite sized for them. I'm gonna start doing that again.
for sure.
But yeah, man, I'm definitely trying to look at making an investment to make more purchase more equipment for this for the podcast so that way when I have guests in we can all have a mic, we can all have headsets, and then we could also have you on there as well, and I'm not limited because when I have people in the studio, um it's I can't because I'm limited to the remember I was talking about I'm limited to the USB on my laptop, like it only
Yeah.
registers so many mics, so I have to purchase like this setup, which comes with headphones, a mic, like
Another
several mics.
sponsor, baby. Send it. Another sponsor.
Dude, that would be cool if I could. I didn't even think about that. Like considering like reaching out to I don't know, like package companies or like maybe Audio Technica, which is the sponsor of this, or not sponsored, but the company of this. These are really good headphones. But anyways, and then try to get that sponsored. But I don't know. But either way, like an entire like suite of equipment is like 600, at least $600, and that's not even. Yeah, that's everything I hopefully should need. And I don't know if there has like any software that comes with that I would have to do for editing, but I definitely want to invest more into this. And then I don't know, somewhere down the
Yeah.
line of maybe create like building like a studio out back so that way they don't have to come in the house. They could just come out through the side door, and then we could do whatever in there, whether have drinks or cigars or whatever, and just kind of be like a real chill spot. And
Lounge area.
yeah, because
Relax.
I don't want to
Oh,
have.
I gotta
Go ahead.
relax my bladder
Yeah, you're
again.
good. I'm gonna go too. So
Yeah, yeah.
I got a subject we could talk about. So one of the things that I've been researching for some time, and we've talked about it. We had Kate on. Doc Pate,
What
and
up, Doc Mate?
yeah, cool people, very good person. Anywho, but we kind of got into the conversation of psilocybin. We talked about a little bit about ayahuasca. We talked about all these different psychedelic medicines that are used to treat PTSD or traumas. But we have also talked about, like, time, place, and setting. And one of the things that I've been seeing, and I'm glad, like, a lot of states are starting to commercialize, not commercialize it, but legalize it, like Oregon, um, uh, I think Washington State, and I think New Jersey. I could be wrong in some of those states, but my point is that another thing I've been seeing, and it's strange because I don't know how the algorithm works within Instagram, but I've been getting like followers specifically to like plant medicine, but it's it's not identified in plant medicine, but it's just like, like you go to the page and it's so I don't know if they're bots or not. But anyways, I'm not trying to talk about that. But one of the things I have been seeing is advertisements for uh,
Shrooms.
yeah, exactly. And but it's offering it to people. They're commercializing it, which I can appreciate to a certain extent, but at the same time, it's also like leads room for people to misuse it, and it then becomes like not necessarily a medicine, but more so a um, what's the word?
Recreational inhibitor.
Recreational. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's for people that are trying to. I don't know. So that's that discussion, right? Like there's a lot of different terms out there, like microdosing in the sense of taking a smaller amount, but then what I don't think what people factor in is like, what is a microdose? Like, how much is a microdose? You know what I
This is a
mean?
micro dose.
And that's subjective to every person, but it's also subjective to each, like the potency of the plant that you're using, and then the reason why you're doing, like, using what you're using it for. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
I was having this conversation recently, and it was the because I do feel like the intent of whatever ceremony you're using for is, based off the some of the books I've been reading about it, um, is that if you use it recreationally, it doesn't. It's believed that the like all these plants have spirits in them in this sense, and don't get too wrapped up around the axle on that for those folks who are listening. But it but there is something that happens, and there's a consensus of people that have used, some of these, plant medicines in the right time, place, and setting, and with the right intent, that they're able to have these transformative experiences, and they're able to process whatever, traumas or whatever, questions that they're asking of this plant. And some of the, like, a bunch of the shamans in Peru and South America that use some of these plants, have been doing this for like thousands of years. And the way that, you know that they've come across these plants and understand it, because the combination of how they use these plants is like, there's like a, I'm probably going to jack this up, but the combination they use them, the way they came across them, it's not easy, like where you could just get two plants and throw them together, because you can't have one without the other. So, like,
Yeah.
specifically in ayahuasca, there's a root, not a root, a vine, and then they combine it with another plant, and they put these together within the right combination. And the way, it's not easy to come across these two. So when scientists asked them, like some of the shamans, I don't know, like in the late 1800s, um, or just scientists going out to study these plants, or not study the plants, but the people, they just came across the plants when they experienced it, or when
Uh-huh.
they came across them, they identified, like, herbologists that went over there. Is that right? Botanist. I'm sorry, herbologist. I don't know what that is.
Botanist.
Botanists. They went out there. They tried to reproduce these things in the lab, and they found that like it was like you had probably had better odds of winning the lotto to put these two, the combination of plants together. But when they asked the shaman, like, how did you figure out these two plants go together? And they said the plants told them. Um, and there's something to that. So I guess my point is my concern is like going forward that these people, yeah, they're trying to make it more available to the populace, which is I feel needed to a certain extent within the right amount. But
Think
at
it's
the
going to
same,
be a supply shortage? Shortage?
not necessarily just that, but it's also going to be uh, what's the word? I think more people are going to have like bad experiences because of it. Because if they're just trying to do it on their own with no like guidance and somebody like with a sitter like to guide them through their process, like if they're trying to un- uncover like deep traumas, I feel like there has to be like a third party in the room, whether a close friend or like a therapist, to try to guide them through some of these things because they may not be able to like process some of these things like depending on how deep
Might
the
not be
trauma is.
mentally tough as
Yeah,
they think they are.
yeah, exactly. um and it kind of makes sense because not in that sense, but how I was reading about um I'm trying to remember the name of it. It wasn't Ephesus. This was Ephesus, I think is what it's called in Greek. Um, the his like Greek history. There was a place where people would like do like a pilgrimage of sorts, and they would all go to this place in uh, I think in Athens. I could be wrong on the place, but they would go and they would drink this drink, and it would give them these like visions, not visions, but I guess a place and how they exist in like a bigger connection with God or the
Hmm.
connection with God. And they would go to this place, but they weren't allowed to talk about it afterwards because if they did, then they they would be prosecuted. But it was just like this place. I think the reason why they did it was to keep it from being abused, to give the dosages in the right setting, and then more so than that, to have like a struggle with it, right? Not people like a struggle, but like the pilgrimage, right? So they had to
Yeah.
walk, I don't know how many miles to get there. And then within all these miles, you're kind of like, you're working for the experience of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And now people see it as a profit because people want it. They're just going to try to cut out that experience and just get to the profit.
Exactly. And they're not doing the work, to to
No. That's just like electric bikes, electric mountain bikes. They don't want to do the work to get the
yeah,
reward.
yeah. So I don't know. That's a big concern of mine going forward is that the the free market is going to just commercialize it like they have with CBD, and then there's going to be all these companies that are going to try to recreate this to try to make money, right? So they're going to recreate this natural element or this natural medicine and synthesize it, and then people are going to start having like like when spice diffenorum came out. You remember hearing about that in the military, people wigging out in the dorms and shit because they were like abusing it. We're not abusing it, but it was just because it was this loophole um, of spice, like that was affecting like people in the dorms or what have you, just going crazy and shit. But I don't know, man. I just kind of see that on the horizon, and it's like a concern of mine that even though everything like it's getting more legalized, but it's just oh, maybe that's just part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Because like
inevitable.
yeah, the Netherlands, they've had it legalized for a long time. Both cannabis. They've also had uh, what is it, psychedelic mushrooms on the list for a while. Legalized.
Call girls. Call
Yeah,
girls.
truffles. They actually started to make that illegal. They were getting rid of the red light districts. I'd say like I saw a documentary on that like 5 years ago.
Hmm.
I mean, take that
Didn't
for
know
what it's
that.
worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's still gonna happen no matter what. People
It's just
and
it's not as publicized anymore.
when I went to Pompeii, in Italy. Did you ever go there?
Never made it.
So I was amazed to see not only like what like the volcano did like to the city there, how it like encased human beings like in whatever position they were in because of the amount of heat and the ash that kind of came rushing through there. So that
Yeah.
on its own was pretty fucking crazy. And at that point, I think they had uncovered everything except 20. They uncovered 75% of it or 80% of it, something like that. But part of that, you're walking through this, ancient city, and one of the things that I found interesting was, I think I talked about this before, but they had a menu. Did I talk about this before? They had a
I don't
menu
believe so.
and of it was a brothel. They were like, yeah, there's a brothel, but they had like a menu like no shit like McDonald's, and there was like paintings of sexual positions.
Hmm.
So people would come in and they would like, hey, take one of that, two of those. I don't know how they would go in, but they would pay for it. You
Yeah,
know,
let me get what's today? Today's Friday. Let me get the special of
yeah,
today's
I took the
Friday
special today,
special.
which I get two for
Yeah,
one. I got a coupon.
yeah. Is
No,
it
but
is today glass bottom boat day? Okay, yeah, I'll
it's
take
got,
that.
and it's kind of funny because we feel like I mean I maybe it's just the way I see things, but a lot of these things seem like new to our society, like like these various sexual positions, but it's been part of people have been trying to commercialize it for some time now, and societies rise and fall, and different ideologies and
It's just different variations of it.
yeah,
Now it's just transforming.
yeah, exactly. So
Wait till the virtual reality call girls start happening. VRs.
I'm pretty sure that's already happening. There's already companies that have been not paving the way, but have been creating robots.
Trailblazers.
Yeah, were they sex bots?
Sex
And
bots. Yeah.
yeah, and
That's a whole nother episode.
yeah, dude. So like, have you ever seen the movie Judge? Is it Judge Dredd? Uh,
Yeah.
is it Judge Dredd with Wesley
No.
Snipes?
Yeah, that's just dread.
Yeah, where he tries, they bring him back. He's ice. I mean, he's like cryogenically frozen, and then
Yeah.
he comes back to his future, society, and he hooks up with Sandra Bullock, and they're about like he thinks they're about to, have sex. Well, they both do, but
And then
then
they just put on the headsets.
exactly, and I can see that going that way. But anyways, yeah. So it's that's definitely gonna be a new technology that if we even fucking last that long, but a new technology that be coming our way. You
Man.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of crazy shit. Like it's kind of in the back of my brain there.
Gotta let it out.
Yeah, but yeah, we can talk more about that in the future. And but yeah, man, let's go in and wrap this up. I'm gonna kind of splice some of this stuff in, but I know you got stuff to do to
Two Salamentes. Friday, baby. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to all you guys. Happy Veterans Day. And if you guys have any things that you want us to talk about in the future podcast or subjects you want us to cover, I'm really like down to talk about just about anything. And but at the same time, I want to be able to bring conversations that would help you guys if you want to be more biking specific or kind of go down some of these other trails of conversations. I'm down to talk about that as
And
well.
if you're watching this, we might have some ideas for the name of the new avatar in the background. Go ahead and shoot
Yeah.
them his way.
Yeah. Coco Beware, maybe. I don't know.
Non-gender binary.
Non-gender guitar binary guy.
Yeah.
But
Person.
maybe call Pat. Remember that show, Pat?
What's that? It's
SNL?
Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, man. I'm gonna see what can splice out of this thing. But have a good weekend, and let's kick back and forth this conversation. At the very least, this is.